correspondent in Abuja says that despite arriving the airport at 6 a.m., 30 minutes before the flight, the airline staff still marked him and other passengers late, insisting that the only way they could get on the next flight is if they paid additional 109,000 naira.
These people paid 146,000 at the time they bought. Those who are buying today, emergency this thing, they are paid as much as 250,000. So they frustrate those who paid online at the rate quoted by them and give priority to those who have no previous reservation, who are ready to pay double the price.
The former APC national chairman says he rejected attempts by the airline to offer him special treatment, pointing out that his disposition to enforce his rights and those of other citizens, including children left stranded at the airport, is why the airline is accusing him of disrupting its operations.
I go to the airport, I have my checking in, they deny me. Then when somebody now wait, he says, it's Oshiomole. Then the senior manager came out. I said, okay, let's see how I can sort you out. I said, no. I don't want personal favor. I want my right and the right of these Nigerians to be enforced.
With videos and text message evidence, Oshiomole backed his claim of what he said truly transpired, which he said can only be corroborated by the Director of Department of State Services, DSS, at the Lagos airport. He said it was right on the spot that he quickly sent a text message to the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, and formally lodged complaints against the extortion and behavior of the airline staff, asking him to thoroughly investigate the matter.
How can they be allowed to profit from their own failures and incompetence? The federal government has a duty to protect citizens' rights and consumer interests. I feel pained and ashamed about how Nigerians are being extorted. Air Peace, I urge you, with all due respect, to protect the flying public from fraudulent practices and extortion by Air Peace.
The senator said he's delighted that the minister has quickly responded to the matter to stop what he described as hopeless capitalism that allows the citizens to heap blames on the government. Omo Bazwai, Arise News.
When you hear younger people, they talk, say, you go explain tire, no evidence. Now be this. In short, this whole Adams Oshiomole thing, that's what it is. If you've not seen the video where I explained what had happened, just check the last video I posted before this one. You will see where we are coming from. I mean, we get frustrated by airlines, you understand? And they can be so frustrating, the way they do things, the way they whatever. It can be very annoying. But you don't begin to behave anyhow, take laws into their be, manhandle people, physical assault, blocking road and not blocking this thing and all of that. Where? How? Oga, how? And by the way, coming to the airport 30 minutes to the time, honestly, you are late. You are late. Because if an aircraft is supposed to take off, let's say at 6:30, and you're there by 6, before 6, usually boarding starts. Either sometimes more than 30, okay, depends international, even local, first international, that one, forget about it. Even local, it's close. Like I explained in that video, there were two things. Either you're coming at that moment, if you're coming in, that late. First of all, maybe you had gotten somebody who had collected your what do you call it now? Boarding passes. Because there's a time where they close this thing, acceptance of luggage. If you're coming with luggage, you can't go in. There's a time where they go to even boarding pass, you can no longer get it. So if you're able to get someone to get you boarding pass, you don't have any luggage, you can still make it. As soon as you're coming in, they're already checking it, you'll be able to get that. I mean, we all fly frequently. Sometimes here, there are times you're coming, things are very hectic. There was a trip I did, I think was it 2 weeks ago. The program didn't finish on time. We're going to the airport. The driver drove us in the, In short, he did James Bond for us to get there, but James Bond obeying all the traffic rules. So, and what had happened, we had checked in. So one of my colleagues called the airline. He had their numbers, and they were able to print, the boarding pass. So as soon as we were coming in, we were collecting the boarding pass. We were running down up. I think it was MM2, Terminal 2. We ran up there, and then we were about the last that entered, that they had already checked in people, and we entered and we were able to get in there. That's different. So you can do that. But if because by the time we actually got there, they had stopped giving out boarding passes. So if it was when we got to the airport that we there, boarding passes, we won't be able to collect it. So the fact that you got to airport 30 minutes to the flight departing, you're already late. In aircraft, this thing, you are already late, because they need to have offloaded loaded the luggages and everything. They've already even stopped luggage something. And then for you to now go on this whole haba, you say e get the stage where person dey reach for life, some things you go dey calm down about them. There are things, even this small Aisha that you are seeing here, this little me here, there are things that before they no born you well, make you do them to me where you get away. But now just look at it and like, you know what? Because I'll just calculate at the end of the day, you cause the whole ruckus, the whole this thing. Who they go say I dey quarrel with? That's number one. Who will you say then? Oh, they'll not be, oh, you are the one doing this. It will not be the newsy, whatever. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it that you are not fighting for your this thing? If you say you're fighting for people that I think it can be quite annoying, airlines, in the sense that how do I put it now? They make mistake, you pay. No, you make mistake, you don't come early, 30 minutes, you pay. They will ask you to go and buy a ticket, buy additional one, because it's not considered no show. But when they don't carry you, when they are late, they delay, they will not give you anything. They will see that. Or maybe when they have over delay, they will not give you some miserable biscuits and juice. So those things are quite annoying. No doubt about it, you understand? But for you to go on this whole rampage, almost like if, you know what? I think they should give Adam Oshiomhole a bit of anger management classes. He needs to attend some anger management classes. May take that one whole body first. But in the meantime, he dey explain it. He go explain tire. No evidence. Shey na the explanation. Now I got the okay, you've written to the minister of this. But why will you now block the whole road and say people shouldn't? If everybody was gonna do that, every day they'll be fighting and whole chaotic chaos, at the airport. But anyway, what do I know? Hello everyone. Mr. Jesutega Onokpasa is dead. Yeah, may his soul rest in peace, and may God give his family the fortitude to bear the loss. Life is so transient. We are here one day, tomorrow we are no longer here. I remember when I did his video the last time, and the way he looked, because a lot of people were like, oh, his hunger is, I said, no, there was something about him that he looked as if he wasn't feeling fine. He was sick. He was going through some medical condition, and that's just how life is. One day you are okay, the next you are battling one sickness or the other that is going through you. So Parallel Facts has it here. It says the news of his demise was disclosed by Okezie Atani, a pro-all progressive Congress crusader, on his account on Tuesday. Before his death, Onokpasa, who was a member of the All Progressive Congress APC Presidential Campaign Council in 2023, he passed away he served on the APC's publicity committee. He passed away under yet to be disclosed circumstances. He gained national attention for his political commentary and staunch support for Bola Tinubu, often appearing on TV to defend the administration. One of Onokpasa's most notable appearances came in October 2023 during a heated on-air exchange with Rufai Oseni, a journalist and presenter on Arise TV, where he fiercely defended the policies of the Nigerian presidency. And for me, honestly, that was some of the first time that I knew about him. And I'm sure a lot of people, they had this huge heated debate, himself and Rufai Husseini. I think just take a look at this particular debate, that they did. Yeah, yeah. Such is life. And so what he did, that was the first time a lot of people knew him. Even myself, I really didn't know who he was until that particular time. That was the interview that got people, a lot of people knew who he was, and a whole lot about him. But then after that, which is for me, I always talk about the fact that, life is all about saying things the way they are or the way you see them to be. At a particular time, he was a supporter of Tinubu, but as the issues went on, he realized that, look, this thing wasn't working, and he publicly would come out to say. Parallel facts here says, moreover, in a recent turn, Onokpasa publicly declared that he would no longer support Tinubu in the 2027 elections. Apparently, he won't even live to be 2027. I mean, none of us who is speaking today knows whether we are going to live to be 2027. And that's why you find many of us, especially those who are Muslims, who always say, Inshallah, and others say, God willing, because we don't own the next second. It's only God that owns the next second. And then he talked about, he talked in one of the interview. He talked about that Tinubu has failed woefully in ruling Nigeria and may end up as a one-term president. I like to put it, it's a one-term illegitimate president. You understand? But let's say, and from the last, before we look at the last video, that he did, you could see he was really emaciated. You could see that there was something that was going on with him. For everyone that is going through tough time, may God make it easy for us, and may God help us all. And if we die, may God rest our souls and make it better for us. Just take a look at this.